Good evening. Welcome to Current Affairs. Today, let's discuss about the concept of economic survey. Today, in the Parliament, economic survey has been presented by the Finance Minister of India, Mr. Arun Jaitley. And in general, what will happen? So, this economic survey is prepared by Chief Economic Advisor of a Government of India. And for the examination point of view, the name of the concerned person is important. This is Arvind Subramanian. So after some time, I'll show you the document also. So, but basically what will happen, this is considered to be pre-budget document. So just before the presentation of the budget in the parliament, this economic survey is being presented. So the basic idea with respect to economic survey is that, so we'll be looking into the previous 12 months of Indian economy, and accordingly some suggestions will be given to the forthcoming fiscal years. So this is the basic report that is present in the economic survey. And for the first time, it seems that some of the documents have been written by the Finance Minister of India directly, that is Mr. Arun Jaitley. So today the Parliament session has been started, and the President has addressed both the houses of the Parliament. And later, the economic survey has been tabled by the Finance Minister of India. And that has revealed so many things, and we are going to have a discussion about that. And tomorrow, budget is going to be presented in the Lok Sabha by the Finance Minister of India. But now, today, you will be looking into the overall idea with respect to economic survey. First, I am going to talk about what is economic survey. Then I am going to talk to you regarding what are the points that will be highlighted in the economic survey. And next we'll see what exactly is the what exactly are the highlights of this economic survey of 2017. So those things we'll see. We'll be coming across with certain new points, and we'll try to understand all those points, right? So now have a look at this. Look at this. So tomorrow it may be a question: who prepares economic survey? Answer is, it is prepared by the Chief Economic Advisor to the Government of India. And kindly remember the name of the CEA may also be a question in the examination. So the current Chief Economic Advisor is Arvind Subramanian. So very frequently is there in the news. So generally what happens is that, because the Chief Economic Advisor is appointed by the Government of India, and obviously the report will be written in favor of the government only. But what is expected from the Chief Economic Advisor is to prepare the fair economic survey report. But regarding that one, so we'll be discussing now. And I want you to remember the name of the current Chief Economic Advisor. It is Mr. Arvind Subramanian. Generally, what will happen? It's a general thing. Every year it will happen. It is the Finance Minister of India presents the economic survey in the Parliament every year, and it happens just before the presentation of the Union Budget. Kindly remember, we have the tradition. We have a practice for quite a long period of time that presented on the last working day of February. And by breaking the tradition, this year the budget is going to be presented on February 1st. Is it okay? So meaning, so 1 month has been advanced, right? So near to 1 month has been advanced. Otherwise, where is the last working day of the February? And on 1st February, we are going to present this budget. That is tomorrow. Look at this. So it is the ministry's view on annual economic development of the country. Look at this. So when it comes to the economic survey, it reviews the developments in the Indian economy over the previous 12 months. It summarizes the performance on major development programs and highlights the policy initiatives of the government and prospects of the economy in the short to medium term. So various aspects with respect to Indian economy will be covered over here. And kindly remember this one. So while reviewing its achievements, performances, and failures in the last 12 months, the economic survey will also suggest a few points to the government of India. But at the end of the day, it is the government of India to decide whether those things will be accepted or not. Generally, in general concern matter, um, a chief economic advisor is involved in majority of the issues that are related to the economy. But kindly remember, chief economic advisor, the name itself is indicating that he is an advisor, right? So advisors will be given, but whether to accept those advisors or not will be decided by the government, and ultimately the decision is taken by the government, right? So various concepts have been covered in today's economic survey, and now we are going to have a look into that. Before that, few points. Look at this. The document is presented to both the houses of the parliament during budget session. So on January 31st, 2017, that is today, the parliament session has begun with the president addressing both the houses of the parliament. Look at this economic survey highlights. Please make a note. I am talking about the general economic survey highlights. I am not specifically talking about 2017. Regarding 2017, I'll be talking to you after 2 to 3 minutes. But these are the general highlights that are covered in any economic survey. Look at this. Economic survey will provide a detailed insight of the economic performance of various sectors in country's economy. Am I clear? Right. So what exactly happened in the past 12 months? A detailed insight will be taken into consideration, and the performance of various sectors will be given in a very, very detailed form in economic survey. And this document also helps in estimating the economic growth rate. So this is one of the very, very important documents to look into the economic growth rate. Next, look at this. Look at this. Economic survey lists the reasons behind the current state of economy. Maybe it is going well, or maybe there are some deficiencies. Maybe some successes will be there, maybe some failures will be there. But whatever may be the thing, the present status and its reasons will be listed out in the economic survey. It also presents the roadmap ahead for struggling sectors of the economy. Right? Obviously, in every country, there will be some sectors which are always struggling, and how to pave a smooth way for them. So for the success, that will be given in a very, very detailed format in the economic survey. And it will also present the reasons behind the success and failure behind various government schemes and policies. Apart from these reforms, economic survey also suggests the government to make policy changes towards the particular sectors in order to rejuvenate the economy. Kindly see here, it is giving certain suggestions to the government. Let me just give you one example. In today's economic survey, one of the suggestions that were given is that reduce income tax rate, reduce income tax burden. Meaning, instead of increasing that one, try to get more people under the net of this income tax. So obviously what will happen, though you are not increasing that rate, you are trying to bring more people into the tax net. Of course, elaborate arrangements must be made. Lots of work has to be done by the government, but it can be done. And if you bring in more people into the tax network, already people are paying, and you are bringing in more people. Obviously, you are generating more revenue. Revenue means income. So you are adding more revenue to the government. And how to do that, that has been suggested by this economic survey report that has been tabled today. Whether it is going to be done or not, we have to wait and watch. So we have to wait and watch. But It's a suggestion that is given by the so-called the economic survey report. Am I clear? Kindly remember, advisor is basically meant for giving the advices. Ultimate decision will be taken by the government. Right? Next. Next, once again, I am opening the document. Kindly have a look at this. Look at this. India's economic growth has been pegged at 6.5% for the current fiscal. This is for the current fiscal year. And it is down from 7.6% recorded in the last financial year, but it is expected to rebound in the range of 6.75 to 7.5% in 2017 and 18. So because of the various reasons so that have been taken place in Indian economy, including demonetization of a currency, which is a big blow to the Indian economy. But whatever the these shocks that have been faced by the Indian economy, according to this survey, these shocks and these problems will be temporary in nature. And as the days are passing on, so maybe by the next financial year, so everything will be fine and our economic strength will be regained according to the survey. Am I clear? Otherwise, here we have observed very clearly when the demonetization has been taken place in India on November 8th, 2016, so many problems were there. But these problems are temporary in nature. But the thing is that people have suffered. That's one thing that should be taken into consideration. And these problems are existing even today also. And they are going to continue up to March 31st. So maybe from April 1st, meaning from the new financial year onwards, so everything is going to come back to the normalcy and everything will be fine. And again, economy is going to be strengthened. Meaning is simple, whenever any major economic reforms take place, definitely some shocks will be there. Some shocks will be there, some problems must be faced, and these problems must be tolerated only to have the benefits in the long term. That's what India is looking at, right? Now, so now once again, I'm opening the document. Kindly have a look at this. The survey's GDP growth figure for the current fiscal is lower than 7.1% than that of the Central Statistical Office had forecasted earlier this month. So this month there is a body called Central Statistical Office. It has forecasted, and again is that one the economic survey has given bit less. Now, so now let's come to the highlights of this economic survey. GDP growth, GDP as you all know, gross domestic product. This growth for the next fiscal is pegged at 6.75 to 7.5%. Kindly see here. Apart from our interest in knowing this economic survey and budget and all these things, because you're all preparing for the competitive examinations, so you should also try to underline certain points that are important for the examination point of view. So hence, I'm going to highlight some points. I suggest you all so to please remember these particular points. But basically what happens, of course, by tomorrow, what will happen tomorrow morning itself, I'm going to upload this document. Entire January document will be uploaded in the site, and you may download that one and you can start reading this. But please remember certain facts and figures. As I was telling you, while answering economic questions, some questions are based on logic and some questions are based purely on facts and statistics. And that is the reason why facts and figures you have to remember. And now I'll tell you, so what are the facts and figures that you must remember with respect to this economic survey. Kindly have a look at this. Next. So for the next fiscal, it has been pegged at, kindly remember this figure, 6.75 to 7.5%. But with respect to the current fiscal, it is 6.5% only, meaning that things are going to be improved. Clear? But now it has been declined in the current financial year. It is because of the various changes that have been taken place in Indian economy system. But very soon, by the next fiscal, the things are going to become normal. And it also prescribed the cut in individual IT rates. And it also recommended for cut in the real estate stamp duties. And income tax net could be widened gradually by encompassing all high income earners. So, right, slowly you can increase the network, increase the net, so that many people will be coming into the income tax net, and those people will be paying the income tax that will be generating huge revenue to the government. And timetable for cutting corporate tax should be accelerated. See, here in the previous budget, if you look at the corporate tax, what do you mean by corporate tax? First of all, last year I have touched this one. As an individual, I am a taxpayer, right? I am paying the income tax, right? So this is the individual level. It is called income tax. In the similar manner, if the corporates are earning money, they should also pay to the government. Am I clear? If I am paying as an individual, that is called income tax, and if the same income tax is paid by the corporates, that is called a corporate tax. And as of now, it is a 30%, and the government has promised that slowly that will be reduced to 25%. And the suggestion that is given by economic survey report is that the government should initiate the steps where you will be reducing the corporate tax. More is the reduction of the corporate tax, more will be the possibility of attracting the more corporates to India, and more industries will be set up, and more employment opportunities will be generated. That is the reason why, right, the government is looking into this. Most probably in tomorrow's budget, the government may speak, the finance minister may announce something with respect to corporate tax, and hopefully that will be reduced at least a bit. But from 30 it is going to be 25 over a period of time, but not all of a sudden. If you are trying to reduce 30 to 25% all of a sudden, the government will lose lots of money. So slowly take the steps in such a way where, without experiencing the shocks of losing the revenue, you need to keep on reducing. Let's say 0.5% or 1% or 1.5%, like this you can reduce it. So depending on the intentions of the government, the confidence of the market will be developed on the government, and during that time more corporates will be established in the country. Clear? So it's a good thing. Kindly remember, it's a good thing to reduce the corporate tax. Look at this. Tax administration could be improved to reduce discretion and improve accountability. Look at this. Next, growth to return to normal as the new currency comes into circulation. So whatever the problem that we all faced during this November month, especially from November 8th onwards, November, December, and of course, till the 15th of January, there was a huge problem with respect to the, this currency notes that are available in the market. Right. So very minimum amount was given, and these ATMs were empty. Banks said that they don't have the currency. So many problems have been faced, and slowly India is recovering from all these things because lots of new currency notes are coming into the market. And the survey says that very soon this problem is going to be completely remote, and it is expecting that by the end of March, right? So we are in the month of January 31st, and tomorrow is February 1st, and by end of this March, by the end of this financial year, everything is going to come back to normal, it seems. So we need to wait and watch, and hopefully the things would be coming back to normalcy. Next, demonetization to affect growth rate by 0.25% to 0.5%, but to have long-term benefits. So there is a negative effect, right? But it is going to have the long-term benefits. GST and other structural reforms should take the trend growth rate to 8 to 10%. So this is a beautiful thing. And as we all know, from June 1st onwards, this GST is going to come into existence. So there was a serious attempt by the government to implement GST from April 1st, 2017, but it has been postponed to June 1st, 2017. Please remember the date. Next, fiscal windfall will be likely from Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana and low oil prices. Clear? So this is one of the schemes where lots of money is going to come to the government, and the farm sector is to grow at 4.1% this fiscal, and it will be up from 1.2% last year's. And there will be fiscal gains from the GST, but it will take some time to realize. And demonetization may affect the supply of certain agricultural products like sugar, milk, potatoes, and onions. So these are the basic things that we are using, and this is going to have the effect of this demonetization. And growth rate of industrial sector to moderate to 5.2% this fiscal from 7.4% last fiscal. So these are all the effects. Look at this. Efforts to collect taxes on disclosed and undisclosed wealth should not lead to tax harassment. This is one problem that is being expected by the people who have disclosed their incomes and who did not disclose their incomes. Clear? And because of the worst experience in the past, the people are expecting some harassment from the IT officials in this particular case. But one important suggestion that is given by this economic survey report is that efforts must be taken and it should not lead to the tax harassment. Clear? And everything should go in a very, very fair manner. Last but not least, very, very important one regarding which India was also talking about for quite long period of time. Of course, this is not going to be a reality in tomorrow's budget. The finance minister is not going to mention about this, but still it's a very, very, very important one. And have a look at this. This is the Universal Basic Income Scheme. Universal Basic Income Scheme. It is called UBI. This is an alternative to plethora of state subsidies for poverty alleviation. If you look at India, both the central governments and central government and the state governments, they are giving huge subsidies. Maybe in the agriculture, maybe in the this is supply of the food grains, maybe in the electricity or something. Lots of subsidies are being given, and that is becoming a huge burden on the government. Every year this burden is increasing. Of course, the government has to take care of the people. You have to provide the subsidies. There is no other goal. Clear? Because a larger number of population are living below the poverty line. So you have to do this. You have to do this. There is no other go. But one idea is that, so once you start providing universal basic income, guaranteed income will be given to every individual every month. So whether he is earning something or not, guaranteed income will be provided to every individual, so that what will happen, so he will have the capacity of purchasing the things. Instead of reducing the prices and giving it to the people in the form of subsidies, which is leading to huge income loss to the government, huge expenditure on the part of the government, you can follow this scheme. And so many countries in the world, they are talking about this scheme. And in India also, so we were speaking about this particular this scheme for quite long period of time. But it needs, this lots of clarification, and so many things must be addressed before you go for this, because this is going to be going to have a very very huge impact. And this is a mechanism where you can bring the people who are BPL to the APL, meaning from below poverty line they can be they can be brought up to the level of the above poverty line. So this is how, so you can mitigate the poverty levels in the country by providing them guaranteed money every year, sorry, every month, right? But I'm very sure, but tomorrow it may not be reflected in the budget, right? So if it is reflected, nothing like it, but I am not expecting. So we'll wait and watch. But India has to go for this. India has to go for this. This is a mechanism, so where you are providing security to every citizen in the country. Clear? This is like a social security that is being provided to every individual in the country, and minimum income will be guaranteed to each one. Clear? So this is the one of the important one, but we need to wait for till tomorrow, right? And so these are the highlights. Kindly remember all the points what I spoke to you, and tomorrow morning itself I am going to upload this entire document of the January in our site. So please start reading these points, right? And tomorrow is the budget presentation. That budget is going to be presented by the finance minister of India in the Lok Sabha, all right, tomorrow. And kindly remember, budget is presented only in the Lok Sabha first. Budget is presented only on the prior recommendation of the president. Recommendation means permission of the president. So tomorrow morning the permission will be taken and the budget will be presented in the Lok Sabha first, then that will be presented in the Rajya Sabha. So what is this budget and what are the highlights of this budget of 2017 and 18? So those things we'll be discussing during tomorrow's session, right? And I thank you so much for being with me this evening, and I wish you all very very good luck. And if you have time tomorrow, so please watch this budget live, okay? And I wish you all the very very best. See you tomorrow. Thank you.